Hi there, this is Jim the Keys bartender coming to you from Key Largo from the Casa Kelly Contiki Resort. Exactly. I keep on adding to it. I'm here with Jenna Kelly. Say hi, Jenna.
Hello, everyone.
Just recently, we've been having it's almost the brink of November, and we are still. It feels like mid-90s in the daytime. Keys.
Yeah,
yep.
It's been warm.
Still flooding.
We haven't had much of a break.
What's that place called over there?
Still Right Point.
Still Right Point. Over there, I have many discussions with people still insisting it's not global warming. It's just, it's an anomaly. And I say if they're arguing they have to retrofit the roads, and it said it's an anomaly, then next year it'll just change.
Right.
So you're hurting your argument if you're trying to convince you got to fix it. But why would you sink a lot of money into something that's only happening temporarily?
No, it's like funny is that
we're preparing for an asteroid strike.
Right. Well, like Shaw Drive and Adams Drive, which are back behind this neighborhood, way over behind my store, they are notorious for flooding streets as well.
Yeah.
But now I guess the county just approved that they're going to raise the roads in that neighborhood. When you're going to raise the roads, it's still going to come in your yard.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. And
so,
I mean, how high are they going to raise the road? That's the thing.
Right? So then instead of it flooding the roads, it's just going to flood your
yard.
yard.
No, but if they raise it, well, if they had a foot of water, that means they have to raise the road 18 inches.
Right. But then
what if it starts flooding 18 inches?
Then it's still going to get in your yard.
Yeah, yeah. Even more so maybe, right?
Right, because then it's not going to be pooling in the
road.
road.
It's not going to drain.
Yeah, it's really odd.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're going to have to raise the houses?
Maybe, who knows?
That's a discussion for another day. We just got through, we weren't in Fantasy Fest. I thought we might have gone down there, but how many, I just saw a picture, this lady on Facebook was 92 years old, and she had her upper body painted.
Oh. Did it look like Droopy? Like Droopy the dog?
She was 92 years old.
Yeah. So everything was droopy.
They were down her belly button.
Oh, goodness. I did see a funny meme this morning where a lady said, "Oh, I thought I was having a hosh flash, but it was just my tits and my coffee."
No, but yeah, there's. I guess it's a funny thing about. The episode name. I didn't realize we talked about the vodka soaked tampons and the beer enemas and or what do they call that? Beer butt chugging.
That's right, butt chugging.
Butt chugging. Last week, and but I think I'm going to call this old people and babies, or babies and old people, because it's so funny that I guess you get people. There's a lot of people that are very attractive, people that paint their bodies and get naked. What's going on there?
Turn on the.
No, how the hell that happened?
Is your foot hitting the remote?
Yeah, it did. Oh, my head.
There you go.
Oh God, that's interesting.
There we go.
Wow.
I knew exactly where I put it this
accidentally
morning.
my toe accidentally hit the remote control for the TV, and it came on, and it just it didn't shock me that much. I just that's not weird. Maybe I thought maybe one of your pranksters across the canal here were right on the beautiful canal. It's nice and breezy, that they may have turned on the TV, but that old people and babies don't seem to have an issue with being naked. Right. And I mean, just for case in point, just for anecdotal evidence, my gym, the guys are militantly naked. You know, they're aggressively naked. Yeah, they'll come up to you with their dicks hanging out, just come up talking to you. And doesn't matter if they're big or small, they just come up and they're like little spuds and stuff. And younger guys are a little more tentative about being naked. You know, if you're in the military, you're used to doing that thing, walking around naked and stuff like that, or you were in the locker room. It's no big deal. It's just a confidence. You know, some people aren't. There was what was that show called? Ron Howard's show. It's pretty funny. One of the characters was called, he was a never nude, and he could never be nude, even around his wife. He always had. He was going to get a guy wanted to be an actor. His name was Dr. Fuenque. I can remember the name of the character. I can't remember the name of the show. But Ron Howard's a pretty funny show. And Jeffrey Tambor was in it. I know. I fucking remember all the actors' name. I can't remember the name of the people. So what happened is, some people that they're very bashful about it. I'm kind of like in between. You know what I mean? I can pretend to be boldly nude if I had to.
Pretend.
Or, be somewhat modest if I need to. Mm-hmm. How are you?
I'm good.
No, with being nude.
Oh, no, I'm not nude.
You're never nude.
I am painfully shy.
Okay. So, I just think it's a way of displaying overconfidence. For me, it's like, hey, here I am. I'm ready to go. But I'm not in your face. I'm not going to stick my dick in someone's face and stuff like that unless it's called for, under the right set of circumstances.
Arrested Development.
Arrested Development was a great show. Yeah, it was Dr. Fuenke he was a doctor that wanted to be an actor.
Tobias Fuenke.
Yeah, Tobias Fuenke. He was going to. Oh, you pronounced it correctly too.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think at one point they were going to have he was supposed to do a nude scene, and he shows up in a pair of cut off jeans.
He's like, "This is all you get."
Yeah, but down like I said, down in Key West, they're all naked. You got girls willing to go out, just throw a little paint on their vagina and their boobies, and they're walking down the street.
But you know what? They actually got the rules a little more strict, I guess, this year, and you're only allowed to be nude on Duval Street. You could not leave Duval Street and be nude.
Why's that?
I don't know.
I guess you got to wear a backpack or something and bring something with you.
Something, but yeah, you could only be nude on Duval. Outside of Duval, you could not.
I know they always paint it so you can't see the crevice and stuff like that.
You can't see the camel toe.
The camel toe or something like that, and then some of them.
And then the guys have to wear like
some of them have a
blank
hammock. What?
The guys would have to wear like a banana hammock.
Yeah, yeah. That's that.
Unless it looks like an elephant or an anteater or something.
Or just dragging a tiny hose. Or the kid walking around with a small hot dog.
Just holding the bun.
Yeah, holding the bun right there. Yeah, you put the hands underneath the cupping your balls. There it goes, and just on the end of the end of the dog, the tiny dog.
It's such a Fantasy Fest is such a big thing. It's like there's like freaky people. I mean, there's nothing wrong with freaky people. But there's, freaky people come.
I know, with all that makeup and stuff like that, you get a little sweaty and stuff like that. I guess that grease paint, you
would think that you couldn't really sit down or like rub up against anything.
Yeah.
Or it would just leave.
To get all smudgy,
yeah. You would think. Right?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
who's going to sit down? Who's going to sit down? You you pay a pretty penny to get painted.
Yeah, what do they do
to
keep it on there?
Don't they pay a decent amount?
There's people that just come down. A lot of the tattoo shops do it too because there's people are so artistic. But there's people that they hire that come from all over the U.S. and they go set up shop and they just paint people for money.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, but you know what? They make a lot of dough and I guess they don't care if people got nice body parts or ugly body parts or 90-year-old body parts. They just paint them.
Last year, I think some guy had some strap-on dick on this thing, and they were in, I think, the place where they're getting painted. And they're just, people are posing with holding it, sticking in their mouth, holding up to their ass. I know, it's kind of crazy. You think about it, that just randomly doing that stuff, and I guess they're not working for like a big, Merrill Lynch or something like that. Oh, well, I oversee a big investment fund. I'm just going to take this big strap-on dick.
Yeah, right. Like, how could you possibly? You couldn't. I mean, I'm
not talking about gay or anything like that. I'm just seeing blatantly
on the professional side,
blatantly sexualizing out in the open. You see these people, and you can kind of see who they are. Yeah. I think what happens is, it's a combination of things.
They're like opportunity.
Opportunity meets photography meets alcohol.
Right.
And just think about it, like 20-something years ago, 3 years ago, first thing unheard of. Someone taking out a camera and start snapping pictures and stuff like that. They wouldn't do it. Just start snapping pictures. And the way they're distributed now, when they're, you know what? It's not as much because people could have the disposable camera and stuff. They get the pictures and stuff. They don't know the picture they're taking a picture of. You post it on Facebook or something like that, or Instagram. I'm surprised they let you post those. Like on Instagram, you see
but
every so often, or Twitter, every so often you got 20-second pornos coming on.
This is the day of social media, though. So it's like, if you don't want to be seen doing that stuff, you got to not do it. You just have to not participate. You think about like when we were younger, there was no social media. No matter what. No,
I understand that. I'm just saying the posting of it disseminates it, so then people say, "Hey, that was George O'Reilly."
Right.
From accounting.
Yeah.
There he is. Oh, he's trying to get that chicken stuck up his ass. Hopefully he's not a live chicken. But it is that time. There was I mentioned on if you listen to enough of the episodes, you may recall this, but over 25, 30 years ago, there was a local strip club in my neck of the woods in Northeast Philadelphia, and they had signs out there: no cameras, no flash photography. No flash photography, which I thought was no cameras.
No flash?
No, you can just say no cameras. I think that's pretty much no photographs.
I wonder what
no
the flash
photography.
is about.
I don't know, but I mean, if you're going to need in a nightclub, you would need a flash in the old days. But once you say no cameras, it pretty much explains
that there's also no flash photography.
No flash photography. Right. But I may be remembering
it. Maybe I may be remembering no video cameras and no photography.
Yeah. Holy shit. Back then, the video cameras were the size of a, Christ, I am trying to, a case of beer. A case of beer. Yeah. So if you're not going to sneak in. It wasn't like a handheld one. Did they start having that?
They did have some of those little ones that
I think it was 30 years ago. They started having this little handheld.
They had like a baby tape that you have to tape
it was before then. The one, it was the size of a 12-pack.
Yeah, like the one.
The smallest one you had back then was the size of a 12-pack.
And it took like a whole VHS.
It's amazing that the leaps and bounds that technology's taking. Right now, they're just assuming things are being taped.
Right.
I mean, you got button cameras and stuff like that where with girls giving you a lap dance, you could get.
It's crazy.
I mean, look, the girl could have a camera in her belly button.
Yeah.
Tiny.
It would just look like a piercing. Nobody would know.
Yeah, shit. Who knows? I mean, you're recorded. Just whenever you're doing anything, just remember you're recorded. You might as well. You got to blur your birthmarks and your tattoos. And wear a fucking mask.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, you got to maybe wear. Right. I'm surprised they're not selling like pantyhose for guys.
Don't get away with shit.
For pantyhose for people to put over their face.
Yeah.
When they go into a strip club.
Like, here you go. Here's your pantyhose. You can just cut your.
Or a ski mask. A ski mask. You go, here you go. Fuck. I mean, what are you going to do? And shit. The nasty stuff in the world. But when people think they're anonymous, I think that's when they do them. I mean, I would hesitate to guess.
That's when the inhibitions are, less, right?
Yeah, like
because you think you're anonymous, you're going to do whatever you want.
It's like glory holes.
Yeah, glory holes. Do they still have those in like bathhouses and stuff?
I don't know. I never ran into one. I have to say that.
My friend Joy.
I haven't seen one. I remember there was a movie, Porkies, that was around when I was a senior in high school. I think Porkies came out when I was a senior.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was called Porkies. And it takes place in the early 60s, late 50s in Florida, Georgia area or something.
It was it released in 1981.
Okay, so yeah, there it was. Man, did I nail that, huh?
Right?
Yeah. So
Yeah, because you did graduate in 81, didn't you?
I graduated in 82.
80, okay, so yeah.
But I was a year older than everyone, so I remember going to that movie. And there was one, like a peephole in the girls' locker room next to the guys' locker room. And I think at one scene, the guy sticks his dick through it. And the woman's PE teacher, okay, Hoagie. So the woman's PE teacher runs over and sees it poking out, and she just looks at it and starts yanking at the guy through. Won't let go. And the thing, but if once you got a tug like that should have been.
It's actually funny because almost every single one of the advertisements.
Kim Cattrall was in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from
Sex and City.
Sex and City.
Yeah, I see. She was a brunette. Almost every one of the advertisements,
super hot then.
The little pictures, all of them show like a shower scene with a peephole in the shower wall.
Yep.
It's hilarious. And then there's a bunch of girls wearing towels leaning over to look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of like, yeah. That was the, now it's the little pinhole cameras and shit like that. That's it.
Hi, Ty.
Oh.
Ty just got home?
Top of the
morning to you?
No, it's not top of the morning. Top of the morning is 11. You know?
Depends on what you deal with when you're at Reba.
Yeah. So, no, we were talking about a little. It's funny the cameras and stuff like that. In Blade Runner, I'll make one other reference to something like that. In Blade Runner, Harrison Ford went to check out that chick that was a dancer, the mom from. She was really hot. I think it was Joanna Cassidy was the woman. She was super hot in it, and he was. She was a dancer. She was also an android.
Joanna Cassidy.
She was an android.
Named Zora.
Zora, yeah, she was super hot back then, and Harrison Ford pretended to be from the League of Decency or something like that, and he was going in there. He was pretending to be because he was a detective, and he was supposed to track down these replicants. And he said, "Dirty little holes." Now it's the future. It was supposed to be 2000. I think I don't know what was said. And can you find that out? 2019.
What is let me see.
The future. The year was.
It was released June 25th of
No.
82. I know. I'm trying to find.
In 82. In 82.
I'm looking.
No, but what happened is it was supposed to be a future around now or within 10 years of now. And I think it was like 2010, 2008, 2021. So what happened is he's talking about dirty little holes where the managers would put in the wall. Holes. Fuck. They got replicants. And they're not even talking about micro photographic devices.
Oh, yeah. The film is set in dystopian future Los Angeles of 2019.
2019, right now.
Synthetic humans known as replicants,
and he's talking about dirty. He says dirty little holes. And I'm like, what? Yeah, you foresaw replicants and you couldn't foresee the miniaturization of photography and electronics?
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. And the tracking, the stuff where they were doing the enhanced photographs and stuff like that it's kind of antiquated. Some of the things was really advanced. You had hover cars and shit like that. Cars that would float and fly and all that stuff.
But didn't Wolf of Wall Street have something like that too, where they put like a camera inside the teddy bear? But when was that actually supposed to be?
Well, the camera.
That was in 1987.
Yeah, but that was 6 years later and stuff like that. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that it's funny how when we were talking about in Porkies, they're talking about it was set in the 50s, 60s. They had a little hole staring at girls. And in Blade Runner, they're still talking about having holes in a wall. It was supposed to be a dystopian future.
Porkies was...
Listen, I was born 1990, and I still realize what Porkies was. I've watched the movie, and it's like... Yeah.
No. What I was saying is, it's funny how they get science wrong sometimes. They don't foresee, like, well, this is the one thing they're going to get right. Oh. Like, we were talking about tricorders and shit like that are coming in Star Trek. And that was the 26th century, I think, or the 25th to 26th century. tricorders could do certain things. Fucking smartphones are way.
Was not a Star Wars or
Star Trek
person.
No, but I was. But I mean, the tricorder or the analysis devices weren't nearly as advanced as smartphones are. They got the smartphones wrong. They couldn't. So I think it's amazing. Like what they used to think 100 years ago. If you see Jules Verne or the original science fiction movies.
Where's my hoverboard? I mean, I was a Back to the Future person. Where's my Marty McFly hoverboard?
They got a lot of things wrong there too.
Yeah, I know.
No,
but self-lacing shoes. Finally,
that's
after
no big
God
deal.
Knows how many fucking years.
Yeah, they weren't that great. Yeah.
Okay, but it's in front of me, so now I want to quiz you a little bit more. What year was actually Porky's based in? Like,
I'd say anywhere
85
from
to 88.
57.
No. It was released in 81.
No, when was it based and what was it?
Right.
I'd say anywhere from 56 to 63.
54.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good.
And it was a fictional Angel Beach High School in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty good with my
I
memory and
Everything
stuff
like
like
that
that. I haven't seen that
Florida.
movie. I haven't seen that movie in over 38 years.
You did
Holy
it again.
shit. I hit the
Here,
remote
leave
again.
the remote up here. Your foot
Did I
keeps.
hit
That's the wrong one.
Yeah.
No, that'll work.
That is so funny. There we go. Oh, man. Okay, we're going to take a little break right now because we're at the halfway point.
All right.
As soon as Tyler comes in, they have to take a break.
No, we're going to come right back. We're going to
all right.
stop.
No, I
It doesn't matter.
understand.
It's going to be to 5 seconds.
Understand.
I got to go and take a beer.
All right. Take
Beer
your
break.
pee break.
Okay.
No, beer.
Beer
Gotta
break.
grab beer.
Beer break.
Okay.
If you want to get your information about the Florida Keys straight from the locals who live here and the ones who love it here, we've got you covered. Visit 43keys.com as your source for everything Florida Keys. Sign up for our newsletter and you'll always be up to date on all the Keysy stuff that's going on down here. Go to 43keys.com. That's the number 4, the number 3, keys.com and sign up today.
Hi, this is Jim the Keys bartender. Fortunately, we have Tyler Kelly right here, and I didn't want to think that I had to take a break, so I needed to get a new beer. Of course, we're still here with Jenna.
Hello.
Since we were talking about movies and Porkies and stuff like that, we're talking about movies that were made in the Florida Keys. And the one thing that was really, I saw Fool's Gold. What a shitty movie that was. What's her name?
Kate Hudson.
Kate Hudson and Matthew
McConaughey.
Hey,
To each its
how's he
own.
say that? Right? What's he say?
Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
All right.
To each its own. I loved that movie.
Are you kidding me?
I
Fucking
did.
when they did the shots from the yacht and they were showing the background and there were mountains in the background and they were showing Key West.
Listen, CGI and where they had to piece everything, that's different. But
CGI. There was no CGI.
the story behind it, yes.
It
It's an
sucked.
awesome story.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought the acting was juvenile. If it wasn't even high school quality
You want
play.
to go back to that? Talk about Captain Ron. I learned that
I
Saratoga.
wasn't really big fan of kind of. No, but are you saying you think the acting was good?
Decent.
Do you think the
For-
way they
for
had the
what
argument,
they
the
were
way they
dealing
talked to
with,
each other?
yes.
It seemed like it seemed like they rehearsed twice and saying, oh, that's good enough. Let's go and do
But
it.
speaking of Matthew McConaughey and movies in Florida, he just filmed another one that came out in 2019 called Beach Bum, which was filmed in Key West. And
I
that
hear
was
that's
a
great.
huge bomb.
I know, but I hear that acting was better.
Was it?
That was better.
You know,
I hear it was so bad.
Is that I'm looking them all up, and there's like almost every single movie that has anything to do with NASA, or space launch or anything like that. First Man, Apollo 13. I mean, obviously, a bunch of these were filmed in
Apollo 13?
Cape Canaveral because of
In the
launching,
Keys? They
right?
did it in the Keys?
Well, in Cape Canaveral. You said Florida. You didn't say
No, I said the Florida Keys.
No, you said in
I'm
Florida.
saying the Florida Keys now.
Except Florida, and then switched it to
Florida Keys.
Oh, okay. Now it's just only the Florida
Only
Keys.
Florida Keys.
Oh, okay. Well, I was
Florida.
gonna say,
There was no Porkies.
I was gonna
Porkies
say-
was in Florida, but I started mentioning Florida Keys, and then that's the reason why we talked about Fool's Gold and License to Kill. a good. Now that okay, you're right. I argue.
What aspect of Fool's Gold happened in the Florida Keys was actually very on point.
Which
Coming into the
aspect?
Florida Keys and
Where they had to go to court?
Well, yeah, that's a good.
Because I had the most people that come to Keys had to go to court because they get caught drunk and driving. That's the aspect.
But the other fact of finding the gold, I mean, Florida Keys has been the probably top 90% of treasure hunting down here.
I'll give that to you. You're right. You're right there.
I mean, as a longtime local, I go to the treasure hunting museum down there in Key West, and
what's the guy's name?
It's an amazing aspect to see that and go through with it.
The guy's name?
What, the treasure hunter?
Yeah, where they got the big museum.
Guy. You should know that.
Fuck.
Yeah.
The Aztec gold and all that stuff down there.
The guy that had a gold bar in there.
Yeah.
He had had a gold bar on display, and they put it in heavy duty plexiglass, and you couldn't take it out. And
no, that's in the Chinese. What? Yeah, where you
no, that was in Key West.
He's talking about from the
no, it was in Key West.
Where you had to try and pull the bar out of the plexiglass.
Yeah, you couldn't get it. You couldn't get it out.
Yeah, that's not down here.
No, I was down there. I was down there in 2006. I saw it. My buddy Gary DeFinis put his hand in. He says he could figure out how to. No, there's no way to get it out. But what happens?
Mel Fisher.
Mel Fisher. In the Mel Fisher Museum, prior to 2007, they may have had it up past that, but in 2006, we were down there, and we're in the museum, and it's funny because we were hanging out, we're drinking, and I wasn't drinking. I was drinking at the time, but I wasn't drinking because I promised to be the driver that night, to coming back. And this guy Gary's in there and says, "I'm going to fucking figure out how to get this bar out of here." And he couldn't do it. They designed it that way.
Of course.
But someone, I guess they melted a certain part of it in order to get the bar out, and someone was able to steal the bar out. But that was actually at the Mel Fisher Museum. You could dispute it, fine, but I bet if we do a little research, you'll see that they had it there.
I'm sure they attempted it at one point.
They did have it there.
They did have. Yeah, no, they did. And then the
True Lies.
True Lies. License to Kill.
Yep.
There was a movie with John Goodman, and this real hot blonde, older actress was in it. It was about a movie director, and it was during the Cuban Missile Crisis.
We can go back to Fast and the Furious was portrayed down here.
Really?
There
for
was
a couple films. Yep.
They weren't doing much fucking drifting down here because we don't have that riding up there.
It ended up on the end of the original 7 Mile Bridge. Yep.
Really?
Yep. There was part of that film that was
no
portrayed down
fucking
here.
Tokyo drifting.
But
I mean,
I only see the top of your head, Tyler,
nobody
right
said
now over
anything
there.
about Fred.
Fred who?
Fred, our tree
Our tree.
on the 7 Mile Bridge. Fred.
All the movies down here, nothing portrays Fred. Fred the tree.
Fred has his own Facebook page.
Fred on the 7 Mile Bridge.
Fred
I don't know anything about Fred.
Oh yeah,
What?
there's people that actually
What kind of local are you?
jump up there and decorate him for Christmas and everything.
Who's Fred?
Fred is the
Fred
tree.
the tree.
On the
On the
on
side.
He's got
that
On
his
the
own
old 7.
Facebook page.
on the old bridge.
Yeah, on the old bridge.
bridge.
Oh, really? That bridge?
Yeah.
I didn't know he had
It's
a
on
name.
it's on the south side of the hump.
So that's just like it grew in a collection of dirt that was there.
And bird shit.
And bird shit.
Right.
Pooped the seed, and he grew from there.
Yep.
Wow.
So Fred's still there. Everybody after Irma was talking about how Fred was gone. Fred was gone, and people were driving by, and they were like,
And,
Fred's
and it was
Fred's
in that Fast and Furious movie.
No, it's never. Fred's never
Fred
been.
wasn't there, but part of the 7 Mile Bridge where you could see them stop and they're like having the heart to heart with what's his name? Paul Walker and then the other guy.
Well, I swear to
Vin
God,
Diesel.
with these, I mean, when I drive down the Key West or down that direction, I swear to God, those people that have the adult wagons, the equipment wagons, 50% of them are fishermen because you see they drag all their shit, their coolers, their chairs, and all their stuff, and they drag it down the bridge. And I always look at it and say, you know what? I'm not fucking big. I love going out on the water. But when I'm done fishing, if I caught fish, I'm done. I'd rather just watch the water. I hate sitting. You know?
I won't
sitting
clean
off
your
the
fish.
thing. What?
I won't clean your.
I don't want to do that either. Well,
Right.
I'd rather just boat.
Hear that loud neighbor
I'm
guy
just-
over there? Like
yeah.
he
My
goes,
neighbor goes fishing and then he
catches
asks me
fish.
to clean all his fish.
Yeah,
and
he
I'm like,
comes
meh.
back.
Yeah.
Okay, so another one that was,
What?
of course, filmed in Key Largo was the movie Key Largo.
It wasn't filmed at Key Largo. Most of it was filmed on a set in Hollywood.
But some of it was filmed.
Some of the shots were.
Some of the shots were
The
filmed
shots over
at
the
the
overseas
Caribbean
highway.
Club. At the Caribbean Club, which it's completely different than it used to be. But yeah, the Caribbean Club.
You know
And
what?
there's
I was going to piss off people. I think this is
No.
why we'll never get invited to the Caribbean Club. I'd like to know how much was. I know Blood and Wine.
Very,
It was
Blood and Wine. There's a
very few of it was portrayed at the Caribbean.
No,
Club
because
as
that
it is
building,
now.
was
on a Hollywood lot.
Well, and the other thing is that there was a lot of like when they were talking about there was a storm coming, there's a blower coming, there's whatever, and they need to go get their boat before it drifts
off
off.
the reef.
Get it off the
gonna
reef.
hit the reef.
There is no reef on Bayside,
Nope.
so it was like there was a lot of just indiscrepancies.
Well,
But-
they didn't know. They didn't know by looking at that, and
Right.
they had those Indians, and the Indians they had
It was a
were
long time ago, and the African Queen.
was
right?
in the
Go down
Keys.
there.
African Queen. The boat is here still.
Wow. Well, that's that's by association.
Yeah, and then
Blood and Wine. I told you about Blood and Wine.
Blood and Wine.
Did you hear about that?
No,
It's Jack Nicholson, Michael Caine, Stephen Dorff, Blood and Wine. What's her name? The real hot Latina singer, Lopez. God, this is a bitch. Dementia is a bitch. What's her name?
it's called Blood and Wine.
Blood and
How
Wine.
old is this?
Oh, it's not that old. It's like 20-something years ago.
Okay, so
Blood and Wine.
Blood
Jack-
and Wine.
Jack Nicholson.
I'm looking.
What's her name? Lopez. Come on.
Well,
tell
Jennifer
me.
Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez.
But
There
Jennifer
we go.
Lopez is not old enough to be in movies from.
Yes,
back
she
then.
is.
Yeah, she is.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? She's almost 50.
Oh, I think she's actually over 50 now.
Yeah.
But still, she wasn't
She was
famous. She
Tomb
was.
Raider.
No, she wasn't.
Nope.
That's
That's
Angelina
Jolie. Which, you know what? Not that unusual to make that because they're both beautiful women. They look differently at that time.
Big lips.
Yep.
It
So,
was Jennifer
Michael
Lopez.
Caine, Stephen Dorff, and
Jack
what's her
Nicholson.
name? Needs
What
not-
year?
Something.
Yeah,
Kathy Reagan.
1996.
96. Larry, the bartender from the Caribbean Club, can be prominently displayed in that movie too. You see him in the background. And they did film it, and they do show the Caribbean Club. It was
I
a good movie.
probably,
Michael Caine was
just
fucking
learning
awesome
how
in
to
it.
Actually walk and read and write. at
Well,
that point.
yes, but you can't say anything because you already said you watched Porkies, and that was made well before you
Well,
were
I
ever
watched
born.
That I was older.
Yeah, no, Blood and Wine though.
But
And they did a
96,
lot of
yes.
filming down here. I think they probably, if I visualize the scenery correctly, they did some from Alabama Jacks. You know, you never seen the movie though. You got to see the movie then. It actually is a pretty good movie. I mean,
There's not too many places to film a movie in the Keys.
but they did a lot of scenes down in the Keys. They did a lot of scenes. I think they probably did near Alabama Jacks. It's just they did it from docks. They did it from Miami.
So
Remember that? You ever seen that movie, that TV show on HBO, Oz, about the prison TV show?
Possibly.
The black dude that was in that, who was always he was the chorus. It was almost like a Shakespeare play.
Can I
There-
take you to a more recent?
What?
Let's go to Bloodline.
Well, that's it.
No. I'm just saying. Bloodline tried to portray from Key Largo to Key West. But if you're an actual local or have lived here at least 5 years out of your life, you can realize, like, 9 out of 10 times, we're heading into Marathon. And, like, no, you're heading over to the Jewfish Creek Bridge.
Yeah.
Like,
Or it'd be like, hey, we need to head back to Key
I
Largo,
haven't
even
seen
though they were
one-
leaving the Caribbean Club.
I haven't seen one scene from that show.
Really?
I'm proud of it.
you have to watch it. Actually, very entertaining, especially if you lived here as much as you
I know,
love.
but I actually
It's
like the
very
actor. I love
entertaining.
the actors in it. And actually, Sissy Spacek's really cool.
No, it's
She
very
kind of really
entertaining.
dug. Sissy Spacek was one of Abby's clients, and they got along really well. I didn't like what's his name, Sam. Sam Shepard. I thought he was a dick.
Jenna didn't give me an autograph from my favorite guy.
Kyle Chandler?
Yes, but yeah.
Kyle came into the shop.
Kyle and
he
Jamie.
has a BMW that he drives regularly and wanted us to do his
BMW motorcycle. Yes.
Tire service and X, Y, and Z. And everyone
He's a fucking good actor.
At Revo was like, oh my God, let me get a picture with you. Can I have your autograph? And Jenna was the only one true to her word, like, hey, come into my office, just sit here, and no one's going to bother you. I'm not going to bother you.
Him and Jamie would just come into the office and hide until their stuff was done.
Jamie
McShane. He's another actor on the show.
Was he the British guy?
No.
Or Australian dude?
No.
Don't know.
Just
other brother.
The
troubled brother.
Yeah, the troubled.
I thought there was like an Australian guy that played one of the brothers that got killed.
Well, there might have been, but not. Well, I don't know. But Kyle and Jamie were super nice, so they just knew that they could come in and not be harassed by me, so they would just come to my office.
Florida State, true to form. We had all these great shows down here. We had what was that one? Dexter. That was in Miami.
Yeah, that's
and
Miami,
all that shit. No. But they had all these shows, and they for some reason they wanted to repeal the whatever thing. Like now, Georgia gets all the fucking Georgia gets all those fucking movies that have to be kind of somewhat tropical. You know,
with all the Florida this and Florida that, and only happens in Florida and blah blah blah. Give it to somebody else for a while.
This is really interesting. I just found a really cool
Florida
site that
crackheads
shows
what?
Like every single film that was like has any kind of credits in the Keys. And the first one that they have here is from 1942, and it's called Reap the Wild Wind. And it had Ray Miller.
John Wayne.
John Wayne.
I saw that movie.
Right. And
John Wayne was a captain and a boat captain, and he sinks his ship on purpose for insurance. I remember.
John Wayne is the captain, not a cowboy?
It says Florida ship salvager Loxley falls for Jack.
And Ray Milland is kind of a wussy kind of lawyer who's kind of investigating it or something like that. I haven't seen that movie in 40 years.
It was location Key West. There's another one in 1944 called Lifeboat.
Lifeboat
and
was Tallulah Banks.
Bankhead. Tallulah Bankhead. John Hodiak, Walter Slezak. The writer was John Steinbeck.
Yep.
A director was Hitchcock.
Yeah, and it's a German U-boat captain. They sink a passenger ship, and the remaining passengers take on board the German U-boat captain.
Yeah,
just saying, going back, John Wayne has always been a cowboy to me, not Keys.
Okay, well,
he was actually the bad guy. He was actually the bad guy.
As a 90s baby, John Wayne has never been a Keys person. He's been a cowboy.
May change your mind because, again, in 1945...
Wait a second. He was a PT boat captain in World War II.
Now...
Yeah, back before my time.
Yeah, well...
Okay, let's see if you remember this one. 1945, there was one called They Were Expendable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's...
PT boats.
Robert Montgomery, John Wayne, Donna Reed.
PT boats.
And,
yeah, that's a PT boat. He was a PT boat.
Philippines in World War II. That was all filmed in Florida Keys.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you jump to 48, which is Key Largo, Humphrey Bogart, Lauren Bacall, right? But, of course, this one, gives the same premise of what we were talking about. Man visits his old friend's hotel, finds a gangster running things. They did the preliminary shots around the Keys, including Key Largo's Caribbean Club, but the rest of the movie was filmed in California.
Yes.
In 1951, there was a movie called The Frogmen.
I didn't see that one.
And this one says that it was filmed in Key West. A new commander of a Navy underwater demolition team, nicknamed the Frogmen, must earn the respect of the men in his units who are still grieving over the death of their former commander.
I think so many young guys got disappointed by the title of that movie. Because, 1951, they wanted to see half man, half frog. And they go and look at this guy's fucking in wetsuits. Are you fucking kidding me?
There's a movie in 1953 called Beneath the 12-Mile Reef.
I did. Jeff Bridges?
Robert Wagner. Terry Moore, Gilbert It was
a sponge. It was Sponge Divers.
Yes.
I saw that one. A family of Greeks.
Yep.
Sponge. Oh, my God.
Yep. And then 1955 was The Rose Tattoo, Burt Lancaster. Right?
Was he a guy on the run?
This was written by Tennessee Williams. It was, let's see.
A former ex-con?
An Italian-American neighborhood in Louisiana is disturbed when truck driver Rosario Del Rosa is killed by police when smuggling. His buxom widow, Serafina, miscarries, then over a period of years draws more and more into herself trying to force her lovely teenage daughter Rosa to do likewise. Rosa breaks away. Serafina learns Rosario's affair with another woman, and a new carefree, handsome Italian truck driver enters her life.
Burt Lancaster.
This movie is set in Louisiana, but is filmed entirely in Key West.
Why the fuck would they do that?
I don't know.
Louisiana would be perfect.
I mean, again, it's like you never knew part of Fast and the Furious was filmed down here. I mean,
but there was no Tokyo drifting. That's,
okay,
I don't want
57.
Tokyo Drift is when Fast and the Furious went downhill.
I know. I just
Paul
saw
Walker
that
died,
from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I just said,
went down.
watch out. There's going to be a little drifting going on.
Right. Okay. So 1957, Carib Gold. Esther Walters.
Nope.
I'm sorry, Ethel Walters.
Nope.
It's about a shrimp boat captain that discovers sunken treasure. 59, Operation Petticoat.
Yes. Oh, Cary Grant.
And?
Cary Grant, and the chick was in it.
Think of another dude that's in it.
What?
Think of another dude that's in it.
Jack Lemmon?
Tony Curtis.
Close.
Yeah.
They were compatriots.
Yep.
Jack Lemmon and Tony Curtis were something like Get Hot.
They found themselves stuck with
a bunch of nurses.
Submarine.
Nurses.
A group of Army nurses.
Well, how the fuck did it end up pink?
I don't know. 1962, one called All Fall Down.
No.
Ava Marie Saint, Warren Beatty.
Really?
Carl Malden.
Really? That's one of Warren Beatty's first movies then.
Must be. Something. It's all in Key West. And, oh gosh.
What?
1962, there's a movie called PT 109.
Oh, yeah, that's the John F. Kennedy story.
Yep.
Cliff Robertson.
You're absolutely right, and the location was Little Palm Island.
Yeah.
1963, Escape from Hell Island. Mark Stevens, Jack Donner, Linda Gay Scott, Florida boat captain.
It sounds like a B movie.
Portrayed
after his
island?
attempt to smuggle some Cuban refugees results in a woman dying in the process.
Same island.
All right, here we go. 1967, a movie called Clam Bake.
What's that one of his beach blanket movies? It's Elvis Presley.
Yes. There you go. And Shelley Fabares?
I don't know who that is.
And the heir to an oil fortune trades places with a water ski instructor at a Florida
Is that
hotel
Elvis Presley?
to see if girls will like him for himself.
Oh, Elvis Presley's the heir?
The heir.
Oh, my God, that hillbilly? Elvis Presley was a hillbilly. Even after all the millions he got, he never ended up being more than a hillbilly. You don't die on a toilet eating peanut butter banana sandwiches, shooting fucking televisions.
But his jet plane is now going back up for auction within the past year for about $6.7 million.
Really?
It was lost for X amount of years prior to being sold after his death. Yep.
They found out where it was one of those boneyards?
No.
Okay, let's hear.
Those weird things.
1967. I'm really testing Jim's memory today. Tony Rome.
Oh, that's Frank Sinatra.
It is. Yep. It was a tough Miami PI living on a houseboat. And that was filmed all in Marathon and then Vaca Cut's Botel, which is Vaca Cut.
Yep. Vaca Cut?
Vaca Cut. Well, Marathon used to be called Vaca Key, but yes. 73, Hell Up in Harlem.
How the fuck did that end up in the Keys?
I don't know. A gangster in Harlem must rescue his ex-wife who's been kidnapped by the mafia.
You're only up to 73?
73.
Why don't we...
Want me to jump?
I'm going to tell. We're going to finish up on this one.
Yep.
We're going to go into the next episode, which will be rule number 7. But let's go in. Let's talk about the movies after that when we come back here. But Hell Up in Harlem.
Hell Up in Harlem.
What is it?
It's a gangster in Harlem must rescue his ex-wife.
Richard Roundtree.
No. Rescue his ex-wife who's been kidnapped by the mafia. Filmed
Sidney Poitier.
In the Florida Keys. Cast is Fred Williamson, Julius.
Oh, Fred Williamson?
Harris and Gloria Hendry.
I would go. Always my go-to would be Richard Roundtree. For that,
I know you're going to absolutely know the next one too.
Well, okay, hold on. This is Jim the Keys bartender. We're at 45 minutes. We're gonna get right back to this. Let's take a little break. I don't even have to take a break.
Yes.
Oh, it doesn't. Well,
me too.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Most of those movies, up until 1963, was before I was born.
Right.
Yeah, but prior to that, once you're born and you're 8, 9, 10, you kind of recall most of those. Hence me in 95.
Wait.
96,
Okay, Tyler.
That I recall.
I know a little about ancient Roman history. That's way before I was born.
I understand.
So it's relatively the same distance.
Once you're about 6, 7, you start recalling things and retaining.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I know most of
carry
this. Okay. We're going to be back. This is Jim the Keys bartender. I'd like to take Tyler.
Drink break.
Yep.
Drink break.
Drink break, Jenna. We're at the, what do we call it now? The Kelly. No.
Well, we called it the Casa Kelly.
Casa Kelly Tiki Memorial Tiki Bar. Okay, we'll be back.